Sound, I think recording. Yes. Sync it up. Hello, everybody. We're talking about something serious today. And that is the new settings of YouTube's restricted mode that is blocking a lot of LGBTQ content. So if you haven't heard about it, basically, YouTube has updated its restricted mode, which basically, if you were to go onto YouTube, go to the bottom of your page, you would see restricted mode, and you can turn that on so that any, inappropriate or mature videos does not show up. So it's a family-friendly setting, basically. Now that means that there's, a lot of LGBTQ content that gets blocked. And that is an issue, and let me explain to you why it's an issue. First of all, I agree with being able to have a family-friendly setting. YouTube is a free-for-all, anybody can upload anything they want, but you can find a lot of inappropriate stuff on YouTube. And I do agree that there are things that maybe you don't want your kids to see, and you should have a setting for that. But I'm thinking more sex. Stuff they're not mature for yet, or anything to do with graphic violence, or those sorts of things are appropriate to block. But that's not what's getting blocked. What's getting blocked is anything to do with sexuality. So even if sex isn't a part of the topic, because let me tell you something, sex and sexuality are two different things. They're related a bit, of course, but you can talk about sexuality without referencing it in relation to sex. Because sexuality is basically who you're attracted to, who you want to be partners with. For me as a teenager, and I'm gay, I mean, I don't think I have to tell you guys that one. You knew as soon as you started watching these videos. As soon as I popped up on your screen, you knew I was gay. But when I was dealing with that as a teenager and coming out, it was never in terms of it's because I want to have sex with this person. It was in terms of I have feelings for another person. Really, my coming to terms with my sexuality had way more to do with those feelings than it was anything my readiness to have sex or anything like that. So one of my favorite YouTube channels, Everyone is Gay, on restricted mode, all of their videos are blocked. And I don't really remember if they have videos that talk about sex very much, but a lot of it, basically, Everyone is Gay is Danielle and Kristen, these two lovely, lovely ladies. People would send in questions to them, and they would answer them. They would give advice. And it came from a lot of, young queer youth, and in particular, people who, didn't have a safe space to confide in. Because a lot of young people don't. They don't feel like they can talk to their parents, their teachers, or their friends about it. The internet has become a huge resource for people like this who need somewhere to go to talk. And I didn't even have YouTube or anything like that when I was a teenager. And so the fact that these two girls, they had a phone number that you could call, you could leave a message, or you could email, tweet, whatever, and ask them questions. And it was this place where you could be anonymous, you could have your questions answered, and you're not judged for them. And so there's a lot of teenagers out there who maybe have conservative parents and go to a conservative school, maybe live in a conservative town, and they don't have a place to ask these questions, and maybe their parents are quite strict about restricted mode on YouTube. And now they don't have that access to those videos. And here's why that's a problem. Because by saying that sexuality, never mind sex, just sexuality, the fact that two people together, if they're same sex, is inappropriate for children, that is just straight discrimination, no matter which way you put it. So the fact that LGBTQ in particular is targeted as not family friendly is homophobia. It's discrimination. It's saying that we are not the norm, and that we are not safe we're not family friendly. When at the end of the day, we're like everybody else. We have crushes on people. We live normal lives. If you've been watching this channel, how often do I talk about the fact that I'm gay? I don't really. It's just a part of my life. It's a part of who I am, but it's not everything that I am. One of my goals in life is to make sure that queer people become a part of the mainstream, that they're not singled out, that they are a part of what you see every day. By restricting them, by saying you know what, this isn't safe for a general audience, so if we need to make this family friendly, LGBT stuff goes out the window. you're basically saying that we're not a part of the mainstream, that we're not like everybody else, and that that we can't be a part of a general conversation. It's not okay. It's not okay. There's no way that you can frame this that it's not okay. Another YouTube channel, Queer Ghost Hunters, is blocked. Now, I think there's like some sexual innuendo in there, but not, it's pretty PG. Like, it's pretty, there's nothing graphic or inappropriate about Queer Ghost Hunters. They're queer people who hunt ghosts. That's it. And by blocking them on restricted mode, you're basically saying, well, they're queer, so therefore, maybe our kids shouldn't be watching this. Maybe a general audience doesn't want to watch this, so we're just gonna block them. I even went to make sure that my videos weren't blocked, because I hashtag, like, you can tag your videos, and I tag my videos queer, LGBT, lesbian, because that's what I am. I'm a part of that audience. If people are looking for queer people to watch on YouTube, I want to make sure that I come up in their feed. Luckily, none of my videos are blocked. However, I'm coming up on the 10-year anniversary of me coming out. I wanted to make a video about that. I'm still going to make that video. And it's basically, I'm just going to talk about my experience coming out when I was a teenager and all that stuff. And now I'm a little worried that, like, what if that gets blocked? 'Cause it might. Just the fact that I'm going to be talking about nothing sexual in my life, just the fact that I came out at 16 and what that experience was and what my life has been since, I wonder if it's going to get blocked. You know what I mean? Just because the title will be 10-year anniversary coming out. Tyler Oakley has a video about, he calls it the 8 trans models that he admires. That got blocked. So saying that, like, transgender and that, like, transgender topics can't be a part of a general conversation? Guys, I feel like we're catering to a conservative audience with restricted mode. We're not even catering to family friendliness, like a general family friendliness, because to me that would rule out, like, mature content. We're ruling out everything that a conservative audience doesn't want to see. And that's... However, there's, like, a lot of anti-LGBT media, like 10 Reasons Why I Hate Gays, those kinds of videos that are not blocked. I don't know if YouTube has just, like, not really set up the proper system for this yet, and so there's just too general of a filter that's being applied to LGBTQ content, or if this really is YouTube's goal. I don't know, because it seems like YouTube's responses have been really vague. My instinct is to create more, is to speak out, is to bring awareness to why this isn't okay. There's a lot of YouTubers out there who aren't affected by this at all. And so they're just sort of like, well, that sucks for the LGBT community. But what I ask is, if you are an ally of the LGBT community and you make videos, even if you don't make videos, like, be a voice, because our voice, it is small. We are technically in a minority, even though I kind of don't think we are. We need people to speak out and on our behalf, and to tell YouTube and a general audience why we're not meant to be restricted. Not all of our content is so sexual and so inappropriate that we need to be blocked. In fact, it's probably only a small fraction that needs to be blocked. And so that's it. Is this video gonna be blocked? You know what I mean? Like, is the general audience gonna be able to see this? So anyway, thank you guys for listening to this. It means a lot to me. If you're watching this to the end, it truly means a lot that you care enough to hear what I have to say and to hear what other members of the LGBT community have to say as well. Please go support Queer Ghost Hunters and Everyone is Gay, and I'm keeping my ears open for anybody else who's blocked. Make sure to go subscribe to their channel, give them some love, let them know that you're not on restricted mode, and you don't want them to be blocked on restricted mode either. It's backwards. At the end of the day, this whole thing is just a bit backwards. Thank you again so much. Have a great day. I'll be back with my regular scheduled programming soon.